Yet another major law firm has capitulated to the Trump administration, cutting a deal on pro bono activities. And Jim Carville has something to say about it. You'll want to hear this. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, aka the Florida Lawman, here on Legal AF. And in a topic we've been covering here on Legal AF, it's these big law firms, those who are hired to fight the good fight, the ones who are hired to confront the government, in many cases as a protection against tyranny, while they're cutting deals with the Trump administration. And Jim Carville, Bill Clinton's former political guru, who you see all the time on TV, he had some choice words about this latest settlement after Milbank, the new large law firm that has settled with the Trump administration, agreed to provide $100 million in pro bono legal services supported by the administration and the law firm. Well, here are Carville's choice words, and then we'll discuss.
But I'm saying that did happen. And I'm saying that these people betrayed the French nation in the same way that I think that these law firms and these giant corporate conglomerates are betraying the United States. What they come up and says, I can only guess. I don't believe in any kind of, I don't believe it should assault anybody. Spitting on somebody is an assault. I warn you, I don't recommend doing that. I guess involuntarily shaving somebody's head is another assault. I mean, it's illegal. Don't do that. But these people are a disgrace to the law firms they represent, to the companies that they represent and are supposed to be in the self-interest, and they're a disgrace to the United States. And etch their names in the tablet of history for being some of the greatest traitors, appeasers that we've seen in the history of our great country. So let's just keep letting this thing collapse under its own weight. And every day it's collapsing more and more, and just log in the list of collaborators and traitors that have exhibited extreme cowardness in the face of the most dangerous domestic enemy this country has faced since the Civil War. And don't kid yourself. This is a anti-patriotic, anti-American, the interests of the United States. And when this is over, there has to be, at a minimal, an intellectual reckoning with this class of appeasers that are here.
First off, I love how Carville doesn't care that there's a bed in the background, a disheveled bed that hasn't been made. He doesn't care. I'm also on the road, but the show must go on. But yeah, I guess when you're Carville's age and you just don't have too many F's to give. So also, I don't know about the comparison to the French Revolution, but people are very angry. And when it comes to this very difficult period in our history, I do think that there will be a reckoning for those who look like they were in cahoots with the administration. On the other hand, these large law firms are confronting a very difficult economic reality that a lot of their clients are going to bolt if the law firm is seen as hostile to the administration, because this administration is transactional. This administration will take action against its enemies, and if the law firm is its enemies, well, so are the law firm's clients. So you have clients who are all about the bottom line, who are transactional themselves, saying, you know what, if you're on the outs, I'm going to go with the firm that's in with this administration. It's just the reality. I don't make the rules. That's one reason why these firms are dropping like flies. And in the case of Milbank, the law firm also agreed, in addition to the $100 million, according to the New York Times, to use a merit-based system and to not engage in illegal DEI discrimination. It also promised not to deny representation to a client because of his or her political views. Trump administration is focused on firms that employed lawyers involved in investigations of Mr. Trump and his prior administration, or who have hired lawyers and have been critical of the president. Milbank recently hired Neil Katyal, a frequent critic of Mr. Trump, who was an acting solicitor general during the Obama administration as an attorney in its Washington office. Neil Katyal, is often on MSNBC. He is a very outspoken critic of the Trump administration. And so we'll see what happens now. No word yet from Neil Katyal, who is a partner at that firm, if he's going to put out a statement or if he's going to change firms. I don't know. This is an ongoing matter, and we'll keep following it here. But as far as this settlement, it comes on the heels of similar deals that Trump announced with two other big law firms, Skadden Arps and Wilkie, Farr, and Gallagher. Now, that's in addition to Paul Weiss we saw. And apparently, according to my sources, there's going to be at least another major law firm announcing it any day now. A partner at that firm called me and said that's happening. And I was quite surprised, but I really shouldn't be. According to the New York Times, a number of big law firms have rushed to strike deals with the administration after Mr. Trump signed executive orders against three firms that crippled their ability to represent clients with government contracts or other government business. In the statement posted on True Social, Mr. Trump said Milbank supported his initiative to end the, quote, weaponization of the legal system and to avoid partisan litigation. The president's post included a statement from Scott Edelman, Milbank's chairman, in which he said the firm was glad to be able to find common ground with Mr. Trump. Earlier on Wednesday, the New York City Bar issued a strong statement of support for the suits against the Trump administration. The country's oldest attorney bar association said it supported the lawsuits filed by Wilmer Hale and Jenner and Block and affirmed the rights of lawyers to represent whomever they wanted. So when you're thinking that the law profession is all capitulating, no, there are firms that are still fighting, and there's the Bar Association pushing back, and then there are very loud voices that are condemning these actions. It is disappointing to see firms like the Paul Weiss, which is known for fighting, which could have pushed back, because when firms do, they generally win in court against the Trump administration, because what they're doing is counter to First Amendment principles, and then you can't retaliate against someone based on political speech. So the fact that the law firms who are hired to be the ones to defend people against the administration or themselves rolling over for the administration is a bad look. It's troubling, but it's not all the law firms, and there are those pushing back. When it comes to Wilmer Hale, they are not taking this lying down. They hired a guy named Paul Clement. Paul Clement is a very well-known and well-respected U.S. Supreme Court attorney, someone who appears before the Supreme Court and represents conservative causes. He's known for being on the right, and now he is representing Wilmer Hale in its battle against the Trump administration. In addition, 14 partners at law firm Williams & Conley signed a lawsuit filed by Perkins Coie on March 11th. Perkins Coie is another firm that Trump has targeted but is refusing to capitulate. So you've got their lawyers now firing back. And as far as Clement, the conservative lawyer, the reason why he's taken this case, he put out a statement that said that the lawsuit that he's filing on behalf of Wilmer Hale against the Trump administration was absolutely critical to vindicating our First Amendment, our adversarial system of justice, and the rule of law. These firms have said that these executive orders are retaliatory and unlawful, violating provisions in the U.S. Constitution that protect speech and due process. So this is not over by a long shot, and we're going to see which firms decide to fight and which firms decide to bend. And we'll keep following that here on Legal AF. I'm Dave Aronberg, aka the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment below. Thank you for all your support, and we'll see you next time.
In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.